going to get one of his signature heroes. Game a lot.
Gunner, right? Is that this is a player who I think nouns buck a lot of trends, and one of them is definitely the fact that Gunner is the player out of all the teams in the top 8, the mid laner who will take the least amount of farm, and he will just try and make plays happen as early as possible. He is a tempo player. He once told me when he was playing on in Southeast Asia with the Jinnabrews team, he told me, I don't care deaths. I do not care deaths. I only want to make plays happen. And there's a play right there. Celery finds an opening, being able to kill Lilith. Now, it did cost Durachi, had to run down the river quite heavily. If you apply that, Moon's free farming during the meantime, but it does kind of set the tempo here. Gaming Gladiators are looking for kills, and they will catch you out if you tread a little bit too far away from the lane. Under a bit of pressure there to the Bruce stroke lane.
It's going to cost him a lot. I mean, this is a great start from Celery, though, and I want to highlight the Chen in this game because that 20-minute victory Gaming had with Chen, it was all Celery, right? He dominated the safe lane, rotated mid, ganked that lane twice, and that tower died at 8 minutes. The game just exploded. If you give him a fast start on one of his signature jungle heroes out here, you're going to have auras up, you're going to have the pace. You don't have a lot of outspam or tower defense. That's the one downside of the lineup for now. They really want to take around the ults, particularly between the Brew and the Earth Spear here. That's why the XP might be more important to them than the CS. We're talking about they don't care deaths. Deaths determine XP. Causes determine a mental state.
Unfortunately, we're going to take a little bit more time to figure out all the issues here. Is this headache Dota? Well, a lot of pauses.
Yeah, they didn't host this game on US West.
I mean, K1 Hector, he's like, this is, I'm used to this. This is every single game for me.
I mean, I think Hector's confused because he probably has negative ping compared to what he's normally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This man is always working on at least 90. Shackles are off, and K1 Hector has shown it in addition to Nouns, who has done a lot of work for them. When you come to this idea that Gunner is going to be taking very little farm off the map. He wants to be plays, he wants to find openings, find kills, set the tempo of the game aggressively. Needs somebody to be able to pick up the farm game. And really, nobody better than K1 Hector. You talk about Hector is shown in addition to their position. Now you're looking at the player who takes when you come to from their position. K1 Hector is by far the biggest farmer in this tournament.
I mean, there's a reason Hector communicates the way he communicates. We've all been in a pub with Hector. Well, I say all of us. I mean, these guys haven't.
We've been
Let me
there,
tell you. Yeah, Hector, he just screams on the comms the entire game. Give me mana. Give me salves. Give me stacks.
Yep.
Stop feeding and I'll carry.
That 100% K1 Hector. Stop feeding, stop feed, and I'll carry. That's exactly what that's his vision of the game. Is he is a hard carry player. And there's a reason why he says that. It's true. If you stop feeding, this man will carry games. He knows how to do it in the late game.
Bounce it out. Can you make him work? That's the interesting about these two teams as well. They had these additions brought into the rest of the four. Hector for Nouns, Quinn for Gaming, and change the dynamic of the team, right? He creates another threat they can play around. It gives the team a lot of vision, a lot of purpose in the game. You make these players succeed, they will indeed carry you out of these clutch situations. Hector on a Terrorblade, that is a nasty combination. We've seen him be, I think, most proactive on the Chaos map, right? But this is a hero that functions very similarly. He can control the map, dictate when he wants to fight. So if he's the most farmed hero going into 30, 40 minutes, you have a decent chance to just shred the front line of Gaming, unless they already have the auras up. Still a lot of it coming down to this mid battle, and damn, it close. Within 2 CS here for Gunner going into Quinn.
Yeah, and he's got a creep wave coming underneath tower, so if he gets these last hits, which he does with a quick kick, he'll be able to actually secure a CS lead over with. Bottom lane though, Durachi is going to be in some trouble. Moo, see the opening, yes, it's going to make the rotation. They'll collect not one, but 2 kills in the bottom lane.
Just as I was about to say, where is this Furion going to rotate? Because the mid-rotation looks hard if Quinn is this high HP on a mobility hero. You also have to keep in mind when you leave this Terrorblade alone, he's going to get punished, but that is exactly what you're looking for in this early game. Quick rotation into the double kill. Shut Durachio's tempo carry down on this Weaver. Not a hero that likes to play from behind. And just gobble up that experience on the side lane. If you're Nouns, your next biggest priority in this game is probably 6-minute power rune, 7-minute wisdom rune. You get all of those for your 2 supports, you're going to be in a really solid position to contest these tower pushes when they come with the Tide Hunter Meteor Hammer and the Chen grouping up. So see if these supports continue to make moves. It's also going to come down to the Celery, whether he wants to try and rotate top or mid on the Gen. A hero that can do similar things.
Meta going to be popped here. The damage thrown back the way of Gaming Gladiators, but honestly, they walk away from that. Not too damaged at all. So, meta pops, no kill found. I'd say a small victory for Gaming Gladiators whenever that comes.
They're waiting for Celery's rotation, though. He just feels pressure to stay bottom on Duracho, given the ice armor. This isn't a lane they dominated, which Chen's going to have to linger down here maybe longer than we saw in some of those other Chen games from them. Honestly, this feels like a solid start for Nouns outside of, I mean, Mu is struggling. And Mu is continuing to struggle down here. It is a hero in the Brewmaster that can operate with XP alone. But damn, is he poor. Gonna have to make it up in some of these fights.
Yeah, just now getting that earned. So those kills they got earlier, not really worth as much. Jansen gonna be in some trouble here. Underneath his own trees, he's gonna teleport away. Ace cannot complete the kill. He walks away, damage done, but the damage on a Furion really doesn't mean that much, considering the fact this hero can just TP right back out to lane.
I mean, the thing is, he used teleportation instead of the scroll, so he actually can't make a real move off this. He's just gonna refill mid. They'll give up some breathing room to Gaming, and I mean, their cores are starting to take over the lanes right now. You gotta keep in mind this Meteor Hammer on the Tide will eventually kick Hector out of top. This Weaver Brew matchup is very good. So now, I'm looking at Gunnar, right? You get 6-minute power rune here. You have Magnetize up. You have a lot of potential in the tank to get a good fight out of this first ult on the Earth Spirit, especially with how much Gunnar did on this mid lane. He's 500 net worth up on Quinn at 6 minutes. This is a crazy net worth differential for a player we're used to seeing just win the one-on-ones.
That Earth Spirit laning phase, this hero does so much with that Boulder Smash. They're going to go for the power runes here. And it is going to be tough. So, Ace Rune for Quinn, big pickup. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Moo's going to take a little bit of aggro here from Duracho, and not much Moo can do to fight back, particularly in a 1v2, but up against Frost Armor and his Heartbeat. In fact, Moo may have stayed a little bit too long. The Lotus might be able to keep him alive. We'll see whether or not Duracho wants to complete it, and he does manage to get that kill. Celery picks it up with a bit of lightning. Duracho's going to take a lot of damage on his way out, but managed to dodge the brambles pretty smoothly there.
And that's Javelin Rush. This is aggressive build for Duracho, using the fact he has ice armor and some extra Chen regen. Just maxing up the DPS straight into the Maelstrom here, trying to punish Mu as much as possible.
The seeds of fortune.
Opening they traded, and damn, some good creeps for Celery, right? You cannot ask for anything better out of the jungle early.
Seriously.
It's going to allow him to make some aggressive moves that he wants to. 7-minute Wisdom Rune will not be contested here, but it will get split. So, okay news for Nouns. I think they had a possibility of getting two. You always have it with the Furion. Yamson,
they know they're going for the 7-minute Wisdom Rune, which leaves Ace alone. Yamson's going to try and take advantage of that with the meta still halfway through. They can body block him a little bit, and that's going to be enough. With this scan, they saw the Grimstroke. Okay, he's picking up the 7-minute Wisdom Rune. Let's make a play in this top lane. See, big kill. Even bigger if they can get Duracho as well, but Celery is going to try and stop this. In fact, they push damage back onto Mu. A teleport coming in now as Gunnar's going to make his first rotation out, but it looks like he may be a bit late unless he really wants to dive the tower. He doesn't want to throw away that net worth lead he has.
Only 2 points in the Rolling Boulder. Not low cooldown enough to convert on the kills. So that'll be another missed opportunity for Gunnar. Still trying to put this Magnetize to use.
Quinn's going to make use of his haste rune he picked up earlier. Yamson just wanted to be able to get a little bit of levels. Gunnar rolls in, tries to save his support, and that's going to be enough. Quinn checks out the other direction. 8-minute power rune, though, is coming up, and both teams are going to be fighting for it. The fighting continues in the side lanes as well.
They really want this Weaver bottom before the time lapse comes out. This is when Duracho's still susceptible on this lane. You have so much nuke damage. You want the urn charge.
Hit it with the blood grenade. He's got stick charges. Nice silence. Coming out the support from Tofu. Might just be enough to change this fight. Duracho final hit comes in. They do trade out cores.
And they get a lot of the Chen creeps off this, honestly.
Oh, Yamson, he's got no teleport and no TP scroll, so it's going to be a 2-for-1 in that regard.
Dedicated Chen creeps and the Weaver for 2 on the side of Nouns. You did get an urn charge off the death for Mu, so a little extra potential there off the max Cinder build. I think they're going to start to build up here, and I mean, Celery, he got so much out of that bottom, and this Chen is
look at this
powerhouse.
rotation. Ravage straight up into the Meteor Hammer with the support coming in from behind. They can silence him and make sure there's no chance of getting off a Sunder.
I'm surprised Hector lingered this long up here. He'd already thrown out the Sunder. I mean, this is a Hammer Tide, a tough lane to stand on when he has the mana for the Ravage. Connection too easy here. Now you're going to get the pressure of the tower. Can Hector come back to this lane? Probably not still. unless Nouns are willing to rotate more cores up here, which you could do, as you're still holding on to this Magnetize on Gunner. He's just not found the opportunity to use it.
Oh, he really hasn't. Ranchio, first round stun, which is going to set up into Gunner. Now, he's already popped the Shiguchi, but he does have time lapse, and they don't have enough control. And Moo doesn't have his level 6 yet.
Flipped away.
Just a little bit away, but is not going to be able to get it. Meanwhile, Quinn, very efficient use of his Arcane Rune in that play, as he managed to come down here, get a kill with that Arcane Rune, has his abilities back up. They are definitely beginning to get a bit of a lead here on Gaming Gladiators, which is scary for Nouns because they haven't even taken any towers yet, which it is coming. Chen and a Meteor Hammer, you are almost guaranteed as Gaming Gladiators to have a tower lead in the next 5 minutes.
And the Roshan threat, very high in this game with the Swarm, plus the minus armor Chen's going to give you with a fast Solar Crest here. Gush on top of it, Pangolier coming through with Lucky Shot. It's another one of those tempo lineups that can just decimate you with the armor differential here. So yeah, you give these small openings, they're going to run away with it. Hector did manage to go top and defend that tower at least, so you're going to repel some of the speed Ace was coming out with here.
Yeah, but as he shows himself immediately as smoke up, not only they secure the 10-minute power rune, but if Quinn can connect here, it would be massive for Gaming Gladiators.
Sunder coming back up. Seconds on the cooldown is now up for Hector, so there's turnaround potential on this play. If you cannot burst him here, it could go really wrong.
They're going to get on top of him. Silence and the stuns. K1 Hector doesn't really have much help coming in. They're going to use the rolling. Last bit of damage required is going to have to come from Quinn, but they do manage to get up the Sunder onto the support. Yamson is going to be sacrificed to keep K1 Hector alive, and he will have to TP back all the way back to the fountain, so it's anything like set of that. Meanwhile, though, Duraccio did die in the bottom lane. First use of the from the Brewmaster. They're also going to get that tower.
Just got run down. Root from Lelis, and this is going to result in a very fast tier 1 out of nowhere that was on a safe lane teaming we're doing pretty well in, right? So this is a lot of catch-up farm for Moo, putting the first ult to pretty good use here, extra XP.
And he's going to catch up even more if he can complete that Hand of Midas pretty soon.
Right. I mean, get the Midas here for Moo. I think you're really happy with how this early game ended up, considering of how much pressure that lane was creating on you. Just got to turn it around, big core kill into the tower, into an acceleration item. Yeah, you're really happy with that, especially if you can use this next rule to defend mid.
Yeah, the question is that too greedy, right? Because you know Gaming Gladiators are going to be putting a lot of pressure on you in this next 10 to 15 minutes.
There's some truth there, right? Like, you're giving up an early fighting item to go for this Midas, and you know the tower pressure is going to come back. Go in and Midas attention and say, I did my part.
Underneath tower, but may not matter. Good terrorize, though, coming out from Layla's. This may buy Gunner some time to get more Magnetize stacks onto Quinn. Nails him with the next rolling bulldozer as he tries to swat Buckle away. On team, though, by Tofu. Great spellbound, and they're going to be able to catch him into the hammer. Into the hammer. It's a real, but Gunner is somehow still alive, and he's
not going in.
Gets the armor room. What a turnaround for him. The luck of the god showing up just in time. Layla trying to finish off his support and walk away while K1 Hector is feasting on heroes right now. He shows up last of the fight, but he will claim lives here. Oh, Ace actually not too afraid. He's going to try and get this Meteor Hammer in time, but Yamson's already teleported away. The tower survives for now, but damage is done, and Ace is still here with that Meteor Hammer.
Did clean up some gen creeps. I mean, very good shield rune on the end for Gaming, and Ace just powering through with the damage in this fight. That is an absurd amount of damage for Titan to be doing at 12 minutes in this engagement. You can show how much, I mean, it shows how much Nouns want to defend this mid tower, and you can't blame him. You hold this tower for another couple ults. It secures a lot of your map, buys Hector time. They're just going to stop it. It is inevitable. Ace is inevitable. He has been all season long. He will push himself to the top of the board here. I mean, a tremendous Tidehunter game. He's going to become an issue because you don't really have direct burst damage or stack building heroes to take him down. There's a lot he can dispel in this game between the Dark Willow, the Magnetize. You can toss him in the air and take the fight 5-on-4. That is a route Nouns can think about going, but for now, Ace is going to be a brick wall.
A brick wall that is particularly important for Gaming Gladiators, as much of their success throughout the season has been based around him and his playstyle, which that did become weaker with some changes in the game, but it seems like Gaming Gladiators have made it.
Under attack.
Weave your way out of that.
spy for invisible. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. You broke my fall perfectly.